Look at here at all this creaminess. Butterfinger ice cream right here at home with Miss Joan. Woo-wee. Look at that. I can't wait. It's ice cream week right here at home with Miss Joan. I'm having a party tomorrow. Some folks over and I'm going to make 3 or 4 different kinds of ice cream. And this one right here is so good. It's called Butterfinger Ice Cream. Now, what you need to do is, or what I did was I got me like a pound bag here of what we call the fun size little Butterfinger bars. Now, they sell them in all kinds of different sizes, so if you want to buy them big long bars, I'll get you about 4 of them bars and chop them up, okay? But the first thing that you do is you need to chop up your Butterfingers, okay? So I'm going to take this thing. This is my meat tenderizer. You could use a hammer. And let some of the air out of this bag. I've patted my bag here, and you see, I've already started this. I just want to show y'all how I'm doing it. I'm just hitting it. Oh, and it's fun to get a dipper of ice cream. You got a big hunk of this in there, so that's just a plus. But see, some of them make powder, and some of them don't. So I keep turning my bag over till I get them beat up however that I want them to look. How's that? It's a lot of fun until you take your aggressions out like this, you know. You got somebody in mind, you aggravated that, just take it out on them right here with these Butterfingers. Now I won't charge you nothing for that. I think I told you I had 5 ice cream freezers. Well, see, we're going to mark this Butterfinger because we're going to have different kinds tomorrow at the party. And what I do is regularly, I number my freezers. I number the motor thing. See, it's number 1. I number this one. It's number 1. The actual container here. And then my little canister that we're going to pour the ice cream in. It's numbered. See the 1. And then I even put a 1 on top of the paddle here. And the lid. There's the lid. And it's got a 1. So I bet y'all guess that this is my number 1 freezer. But anyway, it really does help, especially if you're going to make several different kinds. It's easy to grab the wrong lid, and the freezers just will not work with the wrong lid on it. So that's the little tip of just number your freezers, and it really does help me a whole lot. All right, back to Butterfinger ice cream. I'm going to put in 8 ounces of, some call it Cool Whip, whipped topping. This is a 16-ounce container, so I'm going to take half of it. I'm going to put it in the bottom of my mixer first. How's that? Oh, that looks like about half of it right there. Good deal. Oh, and then I'm going to put in 2 cans of, I think this is 14 ounces. I ought to know I use it so much. Sweetened condensed milk, all right? It's going into the mixer. Goodness, Mother, she would scratch out every little bit of it out of the can. All right, there went 1. Here's number 2. Actually, you'll notice that I'm not putting granulated sugar in this recipe because, well, we're using the milk here. It has a lot of sugar in it, especially since I'm using 2 cans of this sweetened condensed. All right, there went the 2 cans. Now, just to get a bit of the mixing up going, I'm going to turn it on low just a little bit. So all we got in here right now is what I call 8 ounces of the whipped topping or Cool Whip. And then I've got in 2 cans of my sweetened condensed milk. You'll see that I got 4 cans of evaporated milk laid out here. This is just a great value. It's a 12-ounce can. That's usually the normal size that everybody gets. But I'm going to put in about 2 of them right now because, see, my bowl is just so big on this mixer. And then we're going to have to just transfer it over to my container. So here we go. I'm putting in 1 can. I'm letting the mixer go real slow. And then I'm going to put in another one. See? All right. But I'm watching how big that my container is filling up. Oh yeah, and this takes a teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. I'm going to put it in a capful. That's about a teaspoonful. There it goes. Alrighty. Now for me, I believe I can hold another can in this bowl, okay? Here's my 3rd can of my evaporated milk. Now I'm going to reserve this last one in my 2 cans of water. Alright. I'm gonna slowly come down because I have splashed it everywhere. If it can be done, I've done it, okay? And I'm stirring around the bottom. Now, if you're really strong, you could probably stir all this up without your mixer, but I use my mixer. All right. Here is all of this good stuff, right? Well, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna move it over to my container. This is another 1 gallon freezer. I used to have 1.5 gallons, but it finally tore up. I miss it. Most of them sell their 1 gallon size. All right, I'm gonna slowly pour this in there. All right, now, the rest of it I'm gonna kind of stir up in the container. Let's add our candy. Woo, Lordy mercy. Woo. I'm telling you what is the truth. See it going in there? Got it? Whew, I'm gonna stir that up. You see, it's making this canister fill up, even the bulk of all that candy went in there. Here's the rest of my 4th can of my evaporated milk. So, y'all see what we done here. 2 condensed milks, 4 evaporated milks, and then if my container will hold it, we're gonna add in 2 cans of water, just to get us up to the full. So you gotta look at your freezer. They're all just a little bit different, and sometimes you may not get to add the water or cut back on a can of milk if you want to add the water. All right, I'm going to try to get my paddle in here in the place that it's supposed to be, because see, if that candy gets under it, it's not going to sit where it's supposed to sit. So I got to make sure we got that raised up. I'm watching my fill line. I'm trying to find it again. I'm really nearly at it. So I'm really gonna just add the 1 can of water, okay? Because goodness, we don't want it running out the top, do we? All right. Now this is my Butterfinger ice cream. Whoo! I'm gonna put the lid on it, and I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator, because I'm making all my ice cream today. I'm gonna freeze it tomorrow. So when I get ready to freeze it on party day, which is tomorrow, then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show y'all what we do. All right, here we are with our next freezer ice cream we're making for our company. This is Butterfinger ice cream that y'all saw me mix up, and here we're fixing to churn it or freeze it. Looks so good. See all the candies down in there? See all them chunks? That's a big one. Lucky whoever gets that one. All right, put this on here. Try to set it in the middle of the thing. I'm gonna hold it. Preacher, come help me. Look at that. It's ready for you to fill her up. We're adding ice and salt to the freezer. Preacher's putting in me some ice, and I'm gonna add a layer, like every once in a while, a few layers. I'm gonna around it with a big spoon full of salt. You can't be stingy with your salt now, that's for sure. I got a friend. He says, I can't never get my ice cream free. I said, well, I'm sorry about that. I don't have enough salt in it. So, that's my story, and I'm going to do it. All right, that looks like it's good. I'm going to top it off with some ice. And so there goes the second one. Butterfinger ice cream. Okay, this is my Butterfinger, and it's run 31 minutes. Get the salt off the top. Check it out. All right, look here at all this creaminess. Butterfinger ice cream right here at home with Miss Joan. Woo-wee. Look at that, I can't wait. Yum. So what I do is, you know how the ice cream parlors have the ice cream down in those tubs, down in the ice? So that's kind of what I set up in my deep freeze out here in the garage. Of course, you can see that 3 kinds is on the wall, and it says, help yourself. The 3 kinds of ice cream in the freezer. So they'll just come here and raise the lid, and we've got them sitting all down there. And all in the world I done was shuffle some of the food over into the other freezers, and then lay the tablecloth down to make it look like real clean and like an ice cream parlor. And they can just help themselves to all 3 of these. Pop off and pull the paddle out of the Butterfinger. Oh my goodness, there it is, all ready for my company to get here and help me enjoy this Butterfinger ice cream. Look at that. All right, I'll just have to get me a little taste. It's gonna be hard for me to decide which one's the best. Butterfinger, right here at home with Miss Joan. This is the morning after the party. What I done last night with the 3 ice creams and my company left, I was tired. So I just left the whole thing in the freezer with the lid on it. And then this morning we brought them in here on the counter. It didn't take long till they started kind of softening up a little where I could pull it out. And then I just poured all my leftover ice cream into these containers here. I like them because they will stack. Some people call these the shoe boxes, but they're clean and shoes hadn't been in them. You can set that out for a few minutes. It's tasteless like it just come out of the freezer, or stick it in the microwave for just a few minutes. You can scoop it out with an ice cream scoop because see, it's not all that deep. So many times I've been guilty of putting my leftover ice cream in a bowl and it's this thick. It takes forever for it to thaw out a little bit. So I found that this trick works. So here's my leftover ice cream from the party. Preacher and me are going to enjoy a little bit of 3 different kinds in the days ahead. I just thought y'all might like this little tip from At Home with Miss Joan.